Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Atrev. How's life? Welcome back, man. Today, we are going to be reacting to the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 lore. In the last video, we finally finished up the game. We beat Night 6 after many attempts. We finally beat Night 6. Once I react to Five Nights at Freddy's 2 lore, I'm going to take a small break from FNAF, and I think I'm going to switch over to and try a different horror game. Guys, I absolutely love Five Nights at Freddy's. I just don't want to burn myself out on the game by playing it back to back to back on the channel. With all that being said, if you're new here, why not hit that subscribe button? I really appreciate it. We are uploading once every other day, and we are inching closer and closer to 100 subs. I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to get right into the reaction. So guys, I am going to be reacting to the FNAF 2 lore video by Super Horror Bros or Horror Bros. Make sure you guys go check him out. I said again in the first video, he makes really super cool videos, man. Definitely make sure you guys go check him out. I will leave a link to his channel in the description.
Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and in today's video, we continue on a guided tour through the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise in part 2 of the complete history of FNAF. In part 1, we took a look at the development history, gameplay, story, Easter eggs, and animatronics for the original Five Nights at Freddy's game.
And if there are any inconsistencies or changed lore in this video, please definitely let me know in the comments. I know a lot of you said that you would be doing that for me already, and I really appreciate that.
In addition to going over the backstory of its creator, Scott Cawthon. In part 2, we'll do the same, but this time for the sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Alright.
So sit back, relax, and let's take a walk down memory lane.
Let's do it.
Five Nights at Freddy's had first launched on August 8th, 2014, and became an immediate smash hit on the indie horror scene. Fans didn't have to wait long to return to the world of killer animatronics, as creator Scott Cawthon released the sequel, simply titled Five Nights at Freddy's 2, 3 months later on November 11th, 2014.
Wow, only 3 months later for him to get this game out. That is freaking awesome, dude. What a good time to be a gamer back then. What a good time.
November 11th, 2014. In the lead up to the launch of this sequel, a number of cryptic teasers would release.
Oh.
The first appeared on Scott's website, scottgames.com, on September 12th. It was a simple render of Freddy. However, this Freddy had a different appearance to that of the original game, and his body also looked damaged. This was followed up by a second image on September 28th.
Oh boy.
This one far more sinister. To the left, it displayed Bonnie with his face missing and the endo beneath in clear view. To the right, we received our first glimpse of a new character known as Toy Bonnie.
Ooh.
A message accompanied this haunting sight. Something borrowed, something new.
And boy, did Toy Bonnie ever scare us a bunch. I think he killed us twice on Night 6. Oh my gosh, dude. And then don't even get me started on Withered Bonnie. Oh my goodness. How many? I can't even count how many times Withered Bonnie got me.
A few weeks later, on October 7th, another spooky teaser dropped. This third image teased Foxy and his new counterpart Mangle as they peeked out from behind a purple curtain with the number 2 displayed beneath.
Oof.
Then, on October 15th, we received our first look at one of the new gameplay mechanics as we peered out from within a Freddy mask. A torn and tattered looking Foxy standing in the hallway outside of a security office
the
ahead.
amount of times.
The tagline for this picture reads as follows: "No place to run, and exactly one place to hide."
Foxy. Oh my gosh. Night 6, Foxy, FNAF 2. I don't think... Dude, I've lost a lot of sleep over that. He got me so many times. Oh my goodness. If you guys watched... You know all about it. You know all about my Night 6 time with Foxy. It was not a good time.
Up to this point, only static renders had been uploaded to Drummer Pipe for FNAF 2, but fans really went wild when the following trailer appeared on Scott's YouTube account on October 21st, 2014.
Oh.
This trailer showcased a wealth of new features for the sequel, which we'll cover shortly, but first let's continue to look at FNAF 2's pre-launch marketing. Following the trailer, on November 9th, one final teaser released on scottgames.com. It was very dark, but when brightened, revealed a creepy marionette who we now know as the Puppet. On November...
I really want to know more about the Puppet. I'm sure he'll go into it in this video, but the Puppet is one character that I am so confused on, that I don't understand what kid is possessing that puppet. Is it even being possessed, or is it just being possessed by another one of the animatronics, like Freddy's kid or Chica's or something like that? I'm sure he'll go into it.
On November 10th, a demo launched featuring the first 2 nights on indie game site IndieDB. But for those who wanted to hold out for the finished article, the wait wasn't long. An extra 24 hours to be precise, as Five Nights at Freddy's 2 launched on November 11th, 2014. Nice. A mobile port to Android dropped on November 15th, with iPhone following on November 20th, and Windows Phone on December 2nd.
That's awesome,
After
wow.
FNAF 2 launched, it received mixed reviews, with some loving its concept and execution, and others finding the steep difficulty curve to be a little much. In many ways,
it was leagues, and I mean leagues harder than FNAF 1. So much more difficult. I mean, but again, just like FNAF 1, once you get the rhythm down, once you get the pattern down, it's really not that bad. You just got to be quick. So I can understand why some people would be a little upset about that, but at the end of the day, man, if you just keep going at it and you get that pattern down, eventually you'll be okay.
In many ways, the fanbase reacted the same way. Many people claimed this sequel is one of the better Five Nights games, while others will argue it's one of the worst. I personally always enjoyed FNAF 2 and overall find it to be one of my favourites. The game won 2 Fear Awards in January of 2015 and went on to launch for consoles such as the PS4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch in November of 2019.
That's awesome.
And that's pretty much the development history as we know it for Five Nights at Freddy's 2. It had a brief turnaround time, and Scott kept fans intrigued every step of the way with a series of mysterious and creepy teasers. So now let's move on to a retrospective look of the game itself, starting with the story and gameplay.
Alright, here we go.
In FNAF 2, we take on the role of a security guard named Jeremy Fitzgerald, who accepts a job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The game seems to be a prequel to FNAF 1, taking place in November of 1987. The common theory is that FNAF 2 takes place after FNAF 4, and the old restaurant referred to in the game is in fact Fredbear's Family Diner.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so that's news to me. 87, gosh, man, the little things that you miss. I wasn't paying attention to the year on the check. Oh my gosh, if I would have been paying attention to that, I would have figured it out. But that's news to me. That's really cool. So it was a prequel. And then FNAF 4 goes back even further. Holy crap. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a really good tidbit to know. Wait, but how does that make any sense? Now that I think about it, how would that make sense? Because they had pieces of the first animatronics and used them on the new one. So how would that make any sense if FNAF 2 takes place? That doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe one of you guys can clear that up for me. I don't understand how that'd work.
We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place was Fredbear's Family Diner or something like that. It was closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
The animatronics from Fredbear's have been scrapped, deemed too scary for kids. However, they remain on site in the parts and service room, partially dismantled to provide parts for the newer kid-friendly toy animatronics. These include Toy Chica, Toy Bonnie, Toy Freddy, and Mangle, a twisted version of Foxy. 2 completely new characters join this lineup in the form of Balloon Boy and a spooky entity known as the Puppet, who emerges from a music box and instantly kills the player if they fail to keep it wound and the music playing.
Oh,
so there are 6 new animatronics in addition to degraded versions of the original 5, totaling 11 hazards at any one time. The objective is to survive until 6 AM while fending off killer animatronics in the process. If an animatronic reaches the security office via one of the vents on the left and right of the room, then we must quickly don a Freddy mask in order to fool them into thinking we are one of their own.
Right? Yeah. Uh-oh.
The problem is that poor Jeremy can't breathe very well inside this mask, and so must remove it to perform his other duties. These include winding the music box and blinking his flashlight at the various animatronics to slow their progress through the restaurant.
I mean, there has to be some plot device there, of course. Can't breathe in the mask. I mean, you gotta have something, right?
To perform his other duties. These include winding the music box and blinking his flashlight at the various animatronics to slow their progress through the restaurant, as well as, of course, checking the cameras.
Yeah. Doesn't matter how much you flash Foxy. Doesn't matter. Foxy will get you.
Phone Guy returns via pre-recorded messages too.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello and welcome to your new summer job at the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Through Phone Guy's monologues, we learn a great deal about the story of FNAF 2.
Yeah, see, if it was a prequel to FNAF 1, does that mean there was a store before FNAF 2? If that was the case, then there would be a FNAF game that would have had to have taken place before, FNAF game that would have had to take place before number 2. Well, I mean, they did say FNAF 4 did take place. So maybe at FNAF 4, or the store at FNAF 4, potentially, maybe that was the original store, was at FNAF 4. Okay, I suppose that makes sense then.
As the nights go on, Phone Guy begins to speak of sinister rumours circulating to do with the company Fazbear Entertainment, and comments on the animatronics' behaviour, telling us they have been acting aggressive.
Dude, I'm getting scared. I'm not even playing the game. I'm just looking at it.
There's been somewhat of an investigation going on. We may end up having to close for a few days. I don't know. I want to emphasize, though, that it's really just a precaution. Fazbear Entertainment denies any wrongdoing. Just as a side note, though, try to avoid eye contact with any of the animatronics tonight if you can. Someone may have tampered with their facial recognition systems. We're not sure. But
Okay.
the characters have been acting very
I remember this.
almost aggressive towards the staff.
Eventually, Phone Guy explains they are locking down the entire building and no one is allowed in or out. Management is trying to contact the original restaurant owner, Henry Emily, who has been missing for years, in order to find answers to their killer animatronic problem.
Henry Emily is the name of the owner? Oh, dang. I thought it was William Afton. Henry Emily is the owner of the original store. Okay, I'll remember that.
Eventually,
Oh, wow.
after only being open for a few short weeks, Freddy Fazbear's closes its doors due to its mascot's malfunctioning. The new line of toy animatronics was scrapped during this process.
Huh.
Now, while this is the basic setup for the story of FNAF 2, there is a secret side story which is far more mysterious. This is discovered during a series of 8-bit styled minigames, which can occur in rare instances upon death. These minigames grant the player control over various animatronics, often followed around by a purple humanoid character. This figure became known as Purple Guy, and is most commonly believed to represent William Afton of Afton Robotics. Afton designed and created the majority of the animatronics found throughout the FNAF series, and
Oh, right. Okay, so William Afton wasn't the owner of the store. He was just the creator of the animatronics. Right. Okay, so that's coming back to me now. Okay, so he created all the original animatronics. And, of course, is responsible for murdering the children as well.
to represent William Afton of Afton Robotics. Afton designed and created the majority of the animatronics found throughout the FNAF series, and was responsible for the murder of at least 19 children during his lifetime.
19 children? I thought it was 5. He killed 19 children? What the hell, dude? Oh my goodness. Does that mean that we're going to have 19 animatronics potentially? Oh no, please, please no. Oh no. Oh, what's FNAF 3 going to be, man? So if he murdered 19 children, I thought that he was being investigated after the first 5, which are the original animatronics that we have, which means that he must have gotten 14 more in the time they were investigating him. That is a horrifying thought.
The children Afton killed were reborn inside the animatronic suits, the minigames seeming to symbolize these tragic events. During these minigames, letters are called out in a computerized monotone voice. These letters spell out short sentences such as help them and
yeah, I
save
noticed
them.
that.
Again, these phrases refer to William Afton's child victims. With the basic story synopsis and gameplay loop discussed, let us now move on to a closer look at the animatronics themselves. To end off this video, let's quickly look at each of the animatronics in turn and some trivia about them. Although do be mindful, I already have an entire series dedicated to in-depth breakdowns of this colourful cast, so check out those videos for something more detailed.
Let me know in the comments if you guys want me to check out those videos as well. Just individual breakdowns of the individual animatronics, more in-depth. Balloon Boy, alright.
Balloon Boy, or BB, is one of the most humanoid of the series' nightmarish robotic creations. He also looks far less creepy than most others too. Carrying a stripy balloon and a sign advertising them, his job in the pizzeria was to hold up balloons for the children to take. BB makes his presence in the left vent known with a friendly hello.
Hello.
Ooh.
Hi.
While he doesn't have a jump scare per se and cannot kill the player directly, BB can cause a game over by cutting power to the air vent lights so we are unable to check for dangers, in addition to draining the battery in our flashlight.
Yep.
A childlike laughter can be heard while this occurs, and this laugh continues until we are finished off by another animatronic.
Foxy. Oh, I hate Balloon Boy, dude. I hate him. Awesome, the puppet. All right, this one I'm really curious about.
The puppet is the most dangerous of enemies in FNAF 2, mainly because if we fail to wind its music box, it will begin making its way towards our office, and there is nothing we can do to prevent it from attacking, leading to an instant game over. Originally, the puppet was designed to hand out prizes to the children in Prize Corner, an area of the restaurant designated for gaming. However, after William Afton murdered his first victim, who coincidentally is believed to be Fazbear co-founder Henry's own daughter Charlotte.
What? Oh my goodness. His first victim was the owner's daughter. And that's who the puppet is. What the hell? Why are the animatronics so angry at us? Wouldn't they be angry at William Afton? Why do they just hate adults? Why do they hate adults, it seems? Oh, man, I got so many questions. I can't believe it. The first victim was Henry Emily's daughter. Charlotte or Charlie Emily. Oh my gosh.
Her soul ended up possessing the marionette and bringing the once inanimate object to life. We actually see an interpretation of this event in one of FNAF 2's 8-bit minigames. It is also believed that the possessed puppet was partially responsible for the resurrection of Afton's other victims. This minigame titled Give Gifts, Give Life shows the puppet approaching figures which resemble dead children and giving them gifts. An instruction then reads, Give Life, and by touching the figures again, animatronic masks appear on their faces, symbolizing their rebirth inside the endoskeleton suits.
So the puppet was the original. The puppet was the first one. The first one to be resurrected. The first one to inhabit an animatronic. And believe that the puppet actually is the one who may have been partly responsible for these children possessing these animatronics. The puppet, dude, that I wasn't expecting that. The puppet is literally like the leader. The puppet is really the leader in all this. Oh my goodness. And it's Henry Emily's daughter too, Charlotte. That kind of makes sense. That kind of makes sense now that I think about it. It really does.
The puppet is always aware, and as Phone Guy comments, always thinking.
I'll be honest, I never liked that puppet thing. It's always thinking, and it can go anywhere.
Oof. And Mangle, okay.
Originally, this ghastly-looking mangle of endoskeleton parts was a clown-like version of Foxy. However, after many months of vandalism at the hands of the toddlers visiting the pizzeria, the staff dismantled Foxy and repurposed him as a take-apart, put-back-together attraction. As a result, the children would create nightmarish versions of this poor animatronic, as they crudely dismantled and reassembled his body. This resulted in the creation of Mangle. As Mangle moves around the pizzeria, it emits a strange, garbled radio transmission.
Yep.
Hanging from the ceiling and clambering through the vents, we must be on high alert as it may attack at any point. Due to his methods of attack, jaw shape, and the year FNAF 2 is set in, many have theorized that Mangle may have been the animatronic responsible for the infamous bite of 87.
Really? So another thing you guys told me was that in the first video, it wasn't the bite of 87 that we saw, it was the bite of 83. So there was two separate bites. The bite of 87, I'm curious as to what the bite of 87 was. Obviously, I know an animatronic bit on a child's head or something, but I don't know, how did the child end up there? Did William Afton stuff them in there? Like, I'm so torn. I want to know what happened there. And the bite of 83, what happened with that? Based on one of the comments that I saw you guys leave, the bite of 83 was actually a result of one of the spring lock mechanisms in the suits actually snapping shut on one of the children's heads. Now, I don't know if that child survived or if they lived or not. I have no idea. But I imagine if they died, probably inhabited one of the animatronics.
An incident where a restaurateur lost their frontal lobe.
Oof. Jesus. Oh, the withered ones now, okay.
The Withered Animatronics are the original designs of Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, as well as on rare occasions, Golden Freddy 2. These all originated from Fredbear's family diner, and their parts have been used in the maintenance of the toy animatronics, meaning they appear in various states of disrepair. They attack far more quickly than their toy counterparts, often appearing in the office with little notice, and if we don't equip our Freddy mask in a split second, then they jump scare us with an instant game over.
Yep.
The one exception is Foxy, who, rather than appearing inside the office, lingers at the far end of a hallway. If we leave him unchecked for too long, Foxy rushes the office and jump scares us.
Like I said, the amount of times that Foxy frickin' killed me, dude. Oh my gosh, I nearly lost my damn mind.
If we leave him unchecked for too long, Foxy rushes the office and jump scares us. To prevent this, we must flash our flashlight at him 5 times. Doing so will cause him to slink back into the darkness of the pizzeria. There's not too much more to say about these characters that we haven't already covered in our prior video, but these are certainly the creepiest forms Freddy and co have taken outside of their nightmarish guises in FNAF 4.
They get scarier in FNAF 4? Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no, dude. Oh boy. Alright, the toy animatronics now.
So what about those toy animatronics? Well, they were designed to appeal more to younger children after the originals came off a bit too scary. They certainly feature a more colourful and plastic looking design. They are scarily happy for most of the time too. The toy animatronics use vents, and so are far easier to counter as we can see and hear them as they clamber through. When one appears in the shaft to the left or right of the screen, simply pop on the mask to get up close and personal, but avoid an untimely jump scare.
I just noticed Chica has a beak, right? But then at some points when you see her on the camera, she doesn't. Can she just take her off her beak or something? Why? For what purpose?
Of course, here are the jump scares for those of you who wish to see them all.
Yep.
With the animatronics now covered, it feels about time to wrap up this particular episode of the complete history of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Real quick, unfortunately, I must have accidentally skipped the call on night 6 that we should have received, and I promised one of you guys that I would throw their reaction to that audio into this video, so that's what I'm going to do right now. This is supposed to be really good.
Hello. What on earth are you doing there? Didn't you get the memo? The place is closed down, at least for a while. Someone used one of the suits. We had a spare in the back, a yellow one. Someone used it. Now none of them are acting right. Listen, just finish your shift. It's safer than trying to leave in the middle of the night. We have one more event scheduled for tomorrow, a birthday. You'll be on day shift. Wear your uniform. Stay close to the animatronics and make sure they don't hurt anyone, okay? For now, just make it through the night. When the place eventually opens again, I'll probably take the night shift myself. Okay, good night and good luck.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you weren't kidding. You guys weren't kidding. That was very eye-opening. They were shutting down for a few days. Why? It said somebody used one of the suits. Was it William Afton? Did he use one of the suits to kill one of the... That must be it, because in the first lore video, we were told that he dressed up in one of the suits to lure children into a sense of safety, and then he killed them that way. Was it William Afton? Oh my goodness, dude, if that's the case, it's all coming together then. Wow, man. I am very happy that I reacted to that. I gotta pause it. That's all the time that I got for this episode, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this FNAF 2 lore reaction. So this video answered a couple of my questions, but now I have even more. How did the puppet manage to bring these children, reanimate these children into the animatronics? Why do the animatronics seem to not like adults? And mainly night guards, it seems. They outright try to kill night guards, it seems. How is Five Nights at Freddy's 2 a prequel when we have the original animatronics being taken apart and used for spare parts for the newer toy animatronics? Why is Henry Emily gone? Why is he missing? Why has he been missing for years? Which child is possessing Balloon Boy? That, plus I got a whole bunch more. With that being said, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Show me some love. Hit that like button. I really appreciate your support. Drop a comment, man. Let me know how life's going. Make sure you guys share this video with your friends. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Till next time, it's been Atrev. Later.